Da 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 da. What's my good cheer? Welcome, everybody. We're going into our weekend, and I expect that it's going to be an absolutely amazing weekend on the exterior. But I'll be working the store, and I think for the most part, I will be missing that beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, you guys. Not a cloud in the sky. It feels like spring. It smells like spring. It senses like spring in the air, and we haven't even gotten winter. Winter barely started. You may have heard about those few hiccups, but that's all they were. Basically were just hiccups, and then it was just back to beautiful. I did not spend a lot of time um, in the outdoors, in all truth, this winter. I tried to do a walk once a week, but for the most part, I have applied it to that improvement that is necessary in that movement that I want to make, that impact that I want to make. And lots of times we do make sacrifices, but I'm somebody who really appreciates that human in me, the human adventure, the human story, the human itself that I think that has gotten a bum rub throughout thousands, throughout the world's creation. But that's what it is. It's in our evolution, and things get better and better and better all the time. And I find myself in a situation right now where I could make choices and create something totally different, something totally selfish, something totally beautiful for myself. But that's the thing, it would be just for myself. This week we had this word community. And I thought, well, today's Friday. This is the last day we're going to be talking about this word community in this round of powerful words that we picked. And it is in that story, it is in the evolution of what we're creating in the best human being we possibly can. And like I said, I don't think the human has truly gotten a fair shake in this deal. Being highly sensitive and in being empathic, I realize that parts of me have probably been around for a very, 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 very long time. But Cindy, right? This is new to her, and I'm waking up to some of these ideas. And, it doesn't take a genius, it doesn't take a scientist, it doesn't take a numerologist, a psychic, a psychiatrist, a judge. It's right when that evidence is there, when you feel it for yourself, right? I think we could all judge it to be true in that majority. I'm somebody who moves in majority, right? Even though I have my own strong ideas about things that you couldn't budge me from if my life depended on it or your life depended on it. Um, and those are mine, and I have every right to these beliefs and way of moving for myself. But at the same time, I am in this world community, right? A community that is full of different ideas, full of uniqueness, full of stubbornness and controlling, narcissistic tendencies, but all based on the same thing, which is the fear, right? The fear of the unknown, right? The fear of the realization of what we're really up to and what we've really done. And people say all the time, like, "Oh my goodness, things would be so much easier if we could remember those past lives." And right? Oh my goodness, do you really want to? Do you really want to remember that experience of passing away? Do you want to remember those moments of losing, those most important beings in your creation, right? Which is what you're sharing in that creation, right? And that's coming from all parts of me that have been spending a lot of time untangling wires and not seeing the evidence, right? To wake up and in a moment feel better, feel like that weight's come off your chest because, right? It feels like a community. This feels like a community. This life I'm creating, right, is created by all different minute parts of me that have something to say. Even the minute parts of me have something to say. And even though these things that come across my path that I take on or absorb as my own, as an understanding, as a truth, as a belief for myself, right? I don't believe that it was a singular decision. You know what? It wasn't. And I can say that with such conviction there, right? Because at the very least, right, I did my very best to feel it out, right? To feel all those best parts of me, all those best desires, even some of those stinker desires, understanding that some of those things that don't feel 100% comfy in my system, in my life, that they have every right to exist and they do exist. Otherwise, I wouldn't be feeling them and trying to find a place in this story of Cindy, right? This story that, if those other parts of me, in my anticipation, if those other parts of me should come back somewheres down the road, right? I wouldn't want them to remember, right? In all finality, a little, right? Every once in a while. But that connection that we have, right? Because that would be sad. That would be, right? Recognizing something that's no longer a stranger, that's no longer outside, that's no longer the problem, no longer the enemy, and reverse, right? Reverse because, you know, like I said, all parts of us get to have those perspectives because those perspectives are there. But to be able to untangle all those wires and to be able to understand a little bit better, sometimes we're able to release some of those perspectives. Sometimes we're able to take on new perspectives. Sometimes, right, it's diving in a little bit deeper, understanding that some perspectives impact us more than others. Some perspectives are more firmly grounded in our beliefs than others are, right? And that's fair, right? But we work that in because all parts of us get to have a say. And because I run with the majority, right? I run with the majority. Let's run with that. Because if we're not all running with that, we're not running with that. And it's simple. It's as simple as that. So it gives you the opportunity to experiment, right? To give everything and everyone an opportunity to have an opinion, right? Understanding that hasn't always been the norm, I don't think. I think I am my worst, well, most definitely when I say us, have been our worst enemy in that. I think we've been quite devouring in ourselves. I think, we haven't give credit where credit is due, right? But at the same time, maybe we gave credit to the ceiling of where some of us were at, because I couldn't imagine giving this information to anybody who didn't get it, or at least be open to the possibility of it. So it tells me that it is an evolution, that it is a growth, because I do understand and I do believe that eventually where I am now, everybody will be. And where I am now, somebody else is way off somewheres else ahead of me, right? Laying that groundwork, right? Cushioning that so that I'm not coming in a crash landing, that I've got a little bit of cush going on, that, I'm not worrying about it. I'm going to enjoy the views. Going to enjoy the views. I'm going to enjoy the experience. And if anybody thinks that's naive, if anybody thinks that's frivolous, waste of precious time and precious mission, so be it. I'm creating the best human being I possibly can. I was invited to this party, I do believe, for my love of adventure, a love in the creation of my own story. Even when I wasn't woke to those ideas, I was my own person, right? So it kind of, for me, makes sense that I'm sitting here right now expressing it. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Did you get my email? I sent you an email a couple of days ago about Nancy. Thank you so much for watching over our Nancy like you have been. Oh my goodness, she sent me pictures of her apartment. It's like somebody moving into an apartment for the first time, their first day walking through their threshold, and they don't even have a piece of furniture. It was kind of shocking. I didn't realize it was going to be that desert, like that empty. And it's nice to know that there's people out there that truly care, right, about my community, my community, my community that's becoming a community in itself for each member of that community. And everybody seems to be taken care of in their desperate moments, right? Yeah, and I've been there too. I have been the recipient on that end of that care, right? That much needed company. And it's not a matter of company loves misery, but company does, you know, like an ear, like a shoulder, right? Like a hand on the knee, or wrapped around your shoulders, in a little bit of comfort in that discomfort, right? And that's all you can hope for when it comes to community. Oh, good. That's great to hear, Andrew. I'm just heading out for work. We just had this word this week, community. I used my community on Chatters Live as an example of community, right? Right? And it is an amazing I'll check my mail, Andrew. I'm sure it's sitting there. It'll be something for me to delve into a little bit on the bus ride off to work. So that's what I'll do. I'm all bundled up. I got my snow pants on. Not much. I don't think of a need for snow pants today. Is in my hypervigilance that is going to be like minus 40 when I get off work tonight. Sometimes it's in that over preparation. But if we should have that snowstorm, I'm ready to go. Okay, you guys, I'm off. You guys have a great weekend. I will be back on Sunday night with my show, Chatters Live. Really casual, amazing moderators over there that chat more than I do. Andrew here is one of them. And if you'd like to come in, we're going to spend an hour and a half just chit chatting. And then next week will be a show and tell game. Other than that, we'll be on back here on Monday, and I'll be on Instagram sometime tomorrow. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you when we see you.